Very interesting day today. Almost coming down with a cold, man. I'm losing my voice, so hopefully you guys can understand what I'm saying. Interesting today. I said, hey, you know what? I need to fill in the income. And every day, not every day, but I have to take my son way to the other side of town to go to band practice. He plays for Stax Junior Music Academy. He's a guitar player, right? So I have to take him over to the school so they can prepare for performances. Well, my wife said the other day, she said, you know what, you ought to sign up for Lyft. When we went to Vegas last year, right? We went to Vegas, and the first day we were there, we rented it. Well, we didn't rent. We actually had a chauffeur, and the chauffeur drove us all over the place. So it was like really cool to be in this big giant Benz and go up and down the strip. But the rest of the time we were in Vegas, we used Lyft. And this is not like an ad or something like that, but it was a really cool experience. And I was talking to the people, and one of the guys that picked us up, he actually was the dedicated driver for the Univision CEO. Now, if you don't know what Univision is, if you didn't stay in California, you probably don't know, or in a border state, you know, New Mexico, Texas, you don't know what Univision is. But Univision is the Mexican television station. And this guy, he had 2 trucks. And he had, and it was a big truck, man, like some type of really hyped up Denali Suburban, big, beautiful truck. And he picked us up, and, you know, he asked me what I did and where we were from and all of this stuff. And I explained to him that I had an online store, and I did really well with my online store, but it's starting to slow down. And he was like, hey, if it's slowing down, man, you know, and we were talking. He was like, dude, you're really personable. And I was like, hey, thanks, man. I appreciate that. You know, I like talking with people, and, you know, I know a whole lot about different things. He said, man, you would be perfect as a Lyft driver. And my wife was like, you know, yeah, I think you would be too. But me, obviously, I threw it to the back. But as business had started to decline on my base, I guess I'll call it my first small business, it started to decline. I was like, you know what, I need to supplement the income. So this past week, I went ahead and signed up for Lyft, and it took about, 48 hours for me to be approved, and they did the background check and all of that stuff. And I was dropping my son off today, and I said, you know what, let me hit this online button. And I turned it on, driver went online, and within 5 seconds, I had my first customer. And I was like, oh man, wow. So I hit the accept button, went to pick the person up, and met them. They got in the car, and they had to go to the other side of town. So I'm like, oh man, this is going to be a long drive, but it wasn't really a bad drive at all. And it was my first one. And man, it was a really cool experience. And then I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? If I had a dish of mints, and my car is roomy enough, if I had like something in here like refreshments or something, and when the person gets in the car, I offer them a refreshment. I treat this like an actual business. I could do some real damage, because as soon as I dropped that person off, the phone pinged again. It was like, ting, and I had to go pick up my second person. So within an hour, not even an hour, I take that back, I'd say within about 35 minutes, because it took 15 minutes to go to one place, and then it took like 10 minutes to go to the next place, I had already made $23. So I was like, wow, you know what, this stuff actually works, man. I don't even have, usually I kind of end these car chronicles with a point that I'm trying to make. I guess I don't have a point that I'm trying to make. Maybe this is about the idea of shifting gears. If I took this seriously, there's no telling what it could become. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the idea that you can do $22 in less than 30 minutes, that's not bad, especially for something that you were going to do anyway. I was just going to drop my son off, and I was going to come back to the house and chill out. But instead, I made $23. And I was like, man, you know what? I could stay out here and drive another 30 minutes and make another $22. I'm at $45 an hour. I mean, hey, I didn't make that as a doggone college professor. I'll take that any day. Anyway, that's it. It's 5-minute point. I know you don't want to listen to me talk anymore. I appreciate you guys who are lifting. I guess the point is this: if you have to supplement and you have a nice car and you have some type of talking skills, then you know what? Why not try it and do it for yourself, man? It can't hurt. Maybe I'll do another video when I do this again, and I'll turn it back on. But right now, I got a pee-pee real bad, so I'm getting ready to go to the crib and let go to a lizard. I'm just kidding. A little bit of Four Noble Truths. Jose James. It's good music. Peace, y'all.